Welcome to the Dan Stevens Show. Thank you for clicking on. Sorry. It's not tuning in, is it? It's kind of clicking and then it comes on. So thanks for clicking on. This is the Dan Stevens Show. To my existing viewers and listeners, thank you for sticking with me. To anyone new, you're very welcome. Hello. If you're watching this, you'll see that I have a piece of artwork in the background of a cheetah in a very funky suit. That picture is called Cool Guy. It says it on the back. If you're just listening, that's what's in the background on a green wall. Today, I am going to be talking about... See, I don't want to... It sounds very specific, what I'm going to be talking about, but it's not. It's very, very relatable. It's very relatable for everyone. But what's happened to me in the last few days is that I've gotten completely addicted to Series 5 of 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. Now, let me just explain it for anyone that doesn't know this show. It's very simple, and the main reason for this episode is that I want to talk about the couples involved and the way it feels to watch couples that would not exist if it wasn't for the internet. This particular season was in COVID, so there was absolutely no other way to meet people, really. So what happened was these couples met online, and it went from there. But basically, Before the 90 Days is a TV show about people from the US that meet other people. It can be online, usually, or it can be just like they went away and met someone and they had a holiday romance, fell in love, and then this person moves to the US and they have 90 days to get engaged, to be married. Otherwise, the person has to leave. So you get a 90-day period for them to get their visa to stay in the US. That's how it works. And it follows their journey. Now, 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days is a prequel to that. So this particular series I'm watching is when these people met. They met online, and then the American person goes to the other country just to get to know them and to meet them for the first time. So that's what this season was. It's American people going to foreign places and meeting someone they've met online for the first time, never met them in person before. Absolutely fascinating. I'm going to go through 4 couples that met. Well, they're not couples at the time. They're just people that... One couple was talking for 13 years. For some of them, it had been a year. So that's just how it goes. But the feeling that I got watching this show, you know the way you cringe at something like for a sec? This keeps you in like cringe mode for like minutes. You're like, it's just like, oh no. But it's just amazing. I'm into psychology and I'm into human nature, and I just think it's all so interesting. The lengths that people will go to meet somebody and to not be lonely, just to not be alone. And sometimes they just want the ride, sometimes they just want affection. People are so complex. But I'm going to bring you through the stories of 4 different couples here from that season. I'll try not to spoil it for you. It's on Discovery Plus. It's season 5 of 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days. Set during, I think it was 2021, this particular season. And I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm just going to go through it. It's absolutely fascinating. I'm going to try and explain how it felt watching this. I don't want to give away too much. I'm just going to tell you about a couple of incidents. And I'll put a picture of the couples up right here in the corner for you, so you know what I'm talking about. I don't have the license or whatever to play the stuff. Like, my dream podcast, and if anybody knows how to do this, please let me know in the comments or just message me on Instagram or something. When you commentate on a TV show, like, I would absolutely love to do that with this. My head's just in the corner and we're watching it together, like a watch along. But I don't know how to do it, and I don't think I have the copyright power to do that, or whatever you call it. I hope the mic's okay. I have it clipped to my beard. I hope it's not rustling. So let's talk about this. First couple are Ximena, Ximena, 24, from Colombia, 2 kids from 2 different fathers, and Mike. Mike hasn't got his hole in a long time. It's a long time since he had any action. He's a little bald fella, And my mum described him as he looks like Robin Williams playing someone. He looks like he's being played by Robin Williams. He's a small, bald guy with glasses and a kind of a hooked mouth. It looks like a cartoon character. You could draw him quite easily, I would say. So Mike is 34. He's from New York. Jimena, 24, from Colombia. They're talking online for a while. She does not have a word of English, and he does not have a word of Spanish. Anyway, he goes to Colombia. She lives with her 2 kids, her sister and her parents, and he joins them immediately. Sorry, I don't want to give away too much here. Watch it. It's on Discovery Plus. Watch it. But basically, there's a language barrier between these 2 people. Now, I think barrier is not strong enough a word. There's a language concrete wall between these 2 people. He has to say everything on a phone to her. He says it, and then like a translator app says it in Spanish. He gives it to her. Like they're doing this in the jacuzzi, just absolute. And she says honestly when he arrives, she says, he's not very attractive, but I think he could be a good father to my kids. And then eventually they, like, as you can imagine, they're in a little house in Colombia. He's mad for action, but he's not getting much to begin with. Eventually they get a night to themselves, and he's asked what it was like sleeping with her, and he said, oh, his glasses are all steamed up and everything. He's like, oh my God, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. He's still like in a, he's almost in a daze. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. It was amazing. It was one of the best nights of my life. Then the camera goes to her, and she goes, yes, normale. Normale. Yeah. Normal. Nothing special. Mike didn't do too well for himself in the scratcher. She was delighted though. He was delighted. Yeah, another little thing from that one is it's just such a mismatch. These things could never happen. These couples could never meet if it wasn't for the internet. And you look at some of these situations and you just go, they shouldn't be together. It just doesn't, it's like something is bringing them together. And I think it's usually money, or the promise of money, or the hope of money, or for the person and their kids, or just security or whatever. And some people are just willing to bypass the attraction side of things. And that's just the way the world is. You can't have it all, I suppose. So anyway, one other moment from this TV show was that Mike and this lady Jimena, they go away on a trip to this lovely island. 2 of them are on their own. They're away from her kids and her family, and they get into the room, they put the bags down, and he gets his translator app, and he's like, oh, I'm really glad we're here alone together. And she just goes, see. And Jesus, Mike goes for it. He picks her up and he throws her onto the bed. And he gives her all the smooching. You know that smooching noise. I hate hearing that. Why do they have to make that so... You hear all that crack going on. I'm like, Jesus. Smooching noise. And then he's on top of her, getting stuck in, giving her a kiss. Next thing you know, he lets a big American fart on top of her. And she's like this. Oh no. Oh. I tell you, she understood that. There was no language barrier there with that fart. She understood it too well, and she did not like it. She was like, oh no. Bad. Mike, bad. Ooh. He's like that. His glasses are all over the shop. Sorry. But yeah, I tell you, there's no mistake in that language. The language of the arse. No mistake in that. And to be honest, I'm not going to say anymore about that because it just. But his hygiene is a problem throughout. The language thing they're able to get by, but his hygiene, that fart started it all off. Big, a big roundy fart on top of her while he's kissing her. Not great, is it? The whole farting thing, I'm uncomfortable with that. I've never been in like a real long-term relationship. I think couples are able to fart in front of each other then. But I can't do it. I can't. If a woman farts, I can't handle it. Even if I'm say I'm in a hotel or something over the years with a woman and she's going to the toilet, I'm like, Jesus. I don't want to hear any of it. She comes out there and I'm like that. Hey. Just something in me. I suppose if I was with someone for long enough, I could stick it, but no. And I don't like farting in front of women either. Now, if I'm on my own, so no problem. Obviously, she'd be smelling her own farts and all, wouldn't you? Anyway, we won't get into that. This is not about that. So it's just an amazing thing. She also, one other thing. Sorry, I will tell you one other thing about this situation is that she also. They always have secrets throughout. It always keeps you hooked in. One person is always keeping a secret from the other in these couples, and it's just kind of something is always. They have a lot of skeletons in their closet all the time. So she eventually tells him. She sits him down and says, "Oh, I have a secret." This is all in Spanish, of course. He's just Goggles McGinty is just looking at her, She says, "Oh, my ex was a hitman. And we lived together, and he threatened to kill me 3 days before. He said, you better enjoy the next 3 days, he said, because it's going to be your last." Then she said she called the police and never saw him again. And Mike says, "Oh my God, what if he comes to get us and the kids?" And she goes, "Don't worry, Mike, that was 2 years ago." 2 years ago, that's nothing. What if he gets out with a slammer and, I don't know. Anyway, just madness that these people, it's fascinating. Anyway, let's move on to the second couple. So I call her Pitbull Kim. Her name is Kim, but she's a real go-getter. She's 50 years old. She's from San Diego. I'm going to put a picture of the couple up here. And Usman, a.k.a. Soulja Boy. Good rapper. He's a great rapper, I have to say. I enjoy his rap. Catchy. He's a very charismatic fella. Very cool. A cool dude is Soulja Boy. Big cheeky smile on him. He keeps talking about how he has a yam, which is like a Nigerian sweet potato. Like Kim is so desperate to ride Soulja Boy. I've never seen anything like it. She's totally open about it. She's chasing him all. They're staying in this resort, and he gets a separate room. He's afraid. He's like, we're not boyfriend and girlfriend yet. And he was on another series of 90 Day Fiance with a girl called Baby Girl. He was with an old blonde one called Baby Girl Lisa. Now she was as rough as a bear's arse. Look. If my granny was on that, right, 90 Day Fiance, I'd be like, if someone said she was as rough as a bear's arse, I'd be like, yeah, fair enough, like, I know, she's on telly, you can say that, like, so it's okay to say that. I doubt she'll listen to this. Maybe she does, I don't know. There's a few listeners in America, but that's his ex. She was 20 years older than him, and then now it's Kim, and Kim is Soulja Boy's love interest. They're getting to know each other. They're holding hands along the beach and everything. But he refuses to sleep in the same bed as her for a bit. And then she just keeps wearing him down, trying to ride him. And I just don't get it. I don't get it, right? I think, of course, in these situations, you always think she's a wealthy American woman and he's a Nigerian rapper trying to get over to America, obviously, to be a rapper. That's what he's trying to do. She bought him a PlayStation during the episode. and a MacBook, and he's like, oh, thank you, Kimberly is her name. He calls her Kimbali. And she's like, oh. Anyway, I don't understand how he's attracted to her. Because, right, hear me out on this one. This is true. I've seen this on the internet. I've seen this on TV. Usually when a black fella goes for a white woman, it's curves. They curvaceous white women. It could be a big midriff, a big middle body, big arse, big baps. There's usually something that a young black Nigerian man will be like, yeah, and you're just like, yeah, I can see why he likes the curves. Black men usually like large white women with curves, or with at least one large curve, but she doesn't have anything. She's just evenly, what am I getting me? I have to be careful. Like she just has an even layer of body, it's just like a slopey sort of flat body. I just don't understand why he is interested in her. I don't know, but they're in Tanzania together, having a trip. He's filming a music video, and she's just completely crazy to ride him. She's 18 years older than him, 50 years old. He's 32, and just an unbelievable dynamic. Again, you're just like, why is this happening? Why are they interested in each other? I don't get it. Desperation, a need for something, and even if it's the need to be on telly, because the camera crews are always there, Okay, then you have, and this is just a short one, Gino, who's 51. He's from Michigan. He's a big long string of. He's a weird fella, a strange guy, a bit slow, I think. Sorry if that's outdated terminology. But he's a bit slow. He just has this weird head on him. He will not take his cap off. And he is going out with Jasmine from Panama City. She is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. 34 years old. I think she has kids, but she never talks about them on the show. I don't know what the story is there. But they're talking online for a while. They meet up at the airport. And she's not impressed whatsoever. They get to it anyway pretty quick, Again, I really don't know what she's after, or what he's. I know what he's after. He wants just to have a beautiful looking woman as a girlfriend, and he's lonely. God help him. He's 51, brutal looking. Even when they're in bed, he won't take off his cap. He leaves it on the whole time. Now, I wear a cap a good bit now, and I'll be honest, it's because my hair is very unpredictable. The less hair you have, and the more wispy it is, a windy day, forget about it. The wind was against me one day and it blew all my hair back, and I looked on my phone and I knew what it was going to look like to be bald. But it's grand. I'm alright for a few years. I had a barber on the show a while ago and he said I'm going to be alright for a few years. So there you go. Straight from the horse's mouth. But Gino's fully bald and very insecure about his hair, obviously, because he wears the cap all the time. He has a few skeletons in his closet, for sure, as the seasons go on. And she has a temper like a volcano. It's unbelievable. So, again, just another unbelievable journey. You get to follow them through it. There's so many ups and downs, a lot of secrets being kept, a lot of arguments. Yeah, unbelievable. There's other couples as well, but I'm gonna finish with the main couple that garnered my interest, like that piqued my interest when my ma told me anyway about it's a little person girl and a normal height fella. His name is Caleb. He's from Arizona. He's 28, I think, or 27 or 28, And then there's Alina from Russia. She's 27. Beautiful looking girl. Absolutely beautiful. Stunning. There's a picture of them there. But she's a bit small. See, I don't know how to say these things. I have to be... I don't want to insult anyone. But she's very small and she is crippled, I think. Is that the right word? Her legs are all twisted. She has 10 thumbs. Or her toes are on her hands, I think, or something. I don't know what it is, but she does very well for it. Like, she's able to... She walks and everything. She kind of walks around on her toes and has, like, kind of hunched over. And he was a bit taken aback at the airport when he saw her. I think she'd only ever video chatted with her upper body. And he was... Yeah, then he didn't know she was in a wheelchair, I don't think. I don't know if he did, but he had to push her around then. And that dynamic again, for me, just absolutely fascinating to see the ups and downs. Sorry, I'm not trying to make puns here. But the you know, the highs and lows of it all. Anyway, look, there's just a moment in it that just, I was like watching it going, I don't know if it's cringe, I don't know what the feeling is, but it's just this feeling of like, you just want to leave your body, but you can't stop watching it at the same time. So he picks her up. He also got her a gift, but he brought her a gift so that he could, it's like a carrier that he was able to carry her around on his back. You know, and then it takes him a few nights. The first night they meet up, they've been talking for 13 years. And he's like, oh, I'm just so tired. I just need to go to sleep. And then she goes to the toilet. And while she's in the toilet, he goes to sleep. So he doesn't have to do anything. I think it was a bit jarring for him that she was so small and her like legs are all bent and everything. He was just like, look, I don't know. I didn't expect to have to help you this much. He should have known, really. I don't know. But eventually they warm up to it. And the camera shouldn't be allowed in the bedroom when they're doing this stuff. But again, it's all that, you know, the sloppy kissing sounds like... And then, he picks her up like a fucking rag doll and throws her on the bed, like, and then the lights go off then. I'm just like, oh, God. Oh, jeez, it's rough. But what I'm saying is, if you're into this sort of stuff, I don't know what you call it. It's like people watching on the telly, you know, just like the most interesting couples. They couldn't be more different. They just could not be more different. And it's just absolutely fascinating to watch for me. And I wouldn't be usually into them dating shows and stuff, dating series. But my God. And I don't know if you are going to be interested in hearing me talk about it. But I've been absolutely hooked on them. And like I say, sorry to repeat myself, but it's just like I'm getting the podcast is it's going well. Just will you follow along there and rate 5 stars? Do what you can for the podcast. That would be fantastic. I'd really appreciate it. Yeah. Like and subscribe, all that stuff. I thought this has been what's going on for me in the last few days. I have a few podcasts coming up now. I have a couple of there's a fireman on soon. And we have a woman that was a busker for 2 years. Another one there, yeah. That was just a brief run through of season 5 of 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days. Discovery Plus, check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments or wherever if you fancy checking it out. You'll be addicted once you start watching it. It's just amazing. I hope I haven't given too much away. There's plenty going on all the way through. Each episode is over an hour long, so I'd highly recommend it. Fascinating. When you just don't want to think and you just want to cringe, check it out. See you again soon. This has been the Dan Stevens Show. All the best.